Friends, Hourglass has released a curated option for the ambient lighting edit quad, and this was highly anticipated as customization isn't new for Hourglass, but certainly has been requested highly so for the quad format, which in my opinion, a lot more practical in that it forces you to edit down to what I think one could experience the entire powder system, as I like to call it, that Hourglass offers, the ambient lighting technology found in their setting powder, bronzer, blush, and highlights. Now, just to quickly browse through so you can see what I'm talking about, maybe it's under makeup, maybe under complexion actually, trying to find the trio, right? Because you have the trios, or I remember that the trios used to be, or I think still are, customizable. But the issue one ran into was that you only had the option of adding, was it like a setting powder, bronzer, or blush? If you wanted to do highlight as well, you needed to choose one or the other. I guess they don't have that option anymore. I remember that, I forgot, years ago, I did a customized trio. Was it from Bergdorf? One of those department stores. Anyway, we had the customization option. We saw that during the holiday release last year and previous year, in that you got to choose the powder setups that were already curated to the compact. But now we have singles, okay, from the, as they call, I call it setting, but they call it finish category, blush, bronze, and highlight. I actually got the Hourglass on now, but the reason why the quad is appealing to me is that, again, as I mentioned before, it just cuts it down to the four that I want to deal with. I want a powder for setting, highlighting, blush, and bronzer. Now, they do have the curated sets, okay, where they take or do the thinking for you. Some have setting, blush, and bronzer, no highlight. I think one of these are a highlight, actually. You have ones that you got two blushes and a highlight and a bronzer, ones that are a little more straightforward, like golden hour, and so on and so forth. Definitely, if I were to make my own, I would still choose one setting, one blush, bronze, and highlight. And I thought it would be fun to curate with you live. And we'll also give you the opportunity for input. You're like, Alicia, don't get that color. I'm going to tell you right now, the one powder that has to go in this palette is At Night. At Night, for sure, has to go in the palette. And I was upset when I missed out on the Barney's New York collaboration 6-pan palette, where one of them contained At Night. And I actually own At Night as a single, but I decluttered it and I was kicking myself for doing so. However, we have an opportunity now to claim it again in this quad format, which I think just a lot more portable, a lot more effortless in use, in my opinion. The other ones here, Burnished Glow, Iridescent Coral, all of which are existing shades in the Hourglass Powder Blush portfolio. So just wanted to put that out there already. Hands down, At Night has to go in. But I like for these powders to be arranged in order of how I like to apply my powders on the face, which is why I would like to start off with setting. And I think the one is going to be Soft Light, because Soft Light was in, or I chose for it to be in, the Tiger palette, but was actually the Elephant setup or Elephant color edit for holiday 2023, if I can recall. And this is great on me. I actually have this under the eyes today for this look, and it's the perfect, just light enough to provide highlight, but not so much where it looks out of place. And it does have that brightening quality about it. It has that soft focus effect that Hourglass ambient lighting powders deliver tenfold. So we are definitely putting in soft light in this quad. Now, I usually like to go in with a bronzer first, or next, I should say. Visually, however, I think I would like the highlight to go next to the, whatchamacallit, setting powder. And I was teetering between Celestial Strobe Light and Infinite Strobe Light. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. The Beaming Strobe Light and Celestial. I was thinking Celestial because of the golden champagne hue, and I can't remember. I don't remember where this one was in. So many Hourglass palettes that I've owned and decluttered and used, and I can't recall how this looks like, but I don't think it's going to appear as icy as Infinite Strobe Light, the warm gold, or even Opal, the pale rose gold. So I think it's a great choice for me to stick with Celestial, but you could let me know down below. Bronze next. Okay, so I've tried Diffuse Bronze. It is cool toned for sure. And I've tried Natural Bronze Light. I gotta say, these marbleized bronzers I do enjoy because they are softer on the skin versus the all powder bronzer offerings here. But as I was going through all of them last night, I think I'm leaning towards Golden Bronze Light because of the neutral golden bronze description, but I can't recall what that looks like. I don't even know or remember which palette that was in. I think this definitely was in a palette. I don't remember it being a single. But there's something about the Diffuse Bronze Light, the cool bronze, which is appealing to me for it to appear a little more neutral and not as warm, but I don't know. I'm thinking how well it would pair with At Night, and that's why I was leaning more towards Golden Bronze Light. So let's just put that in. Right? And as you know, we got to go with At Night, the Brick Red. Okay, so this would be my curated palette, and not too bad. I think this is just a one and done complexion face palette for me, right? I don't have to pack separate items to hit all these categories. I got the setting powder, the highlighter, the bronzer, and the blush. And I do believe this combination would be just S tier for a quick, like 10-minute face. Even if I just were to slap on mascara and forego shadow, or I could just throw in the bronzer through the crease. That's an idea. I could also throw on At Night or even dab on a little bit of the Celestial on my lid. There are so many options to do with the Hourglass powders where it doesn't warrant more makeup. And I think this also encourages me as someone who I consider to be a terrible packer. I just bring everything and then some. Whereas like Alicia, you have these 4 powders. You don't need to bring everything with you. Maybe just the mascara, maybe liner, right? If you wanted to add definition, but we're going to keep it at that. So this is what I'm going to just add to cart, and that will be my ideal palette. Now, if I were to look at the curated palettes, if I were to pick one, it's tough. Oh, Sunrise is already sold out. Interesting. I guess because it's with the lighter, whatchamacallit, finishing powder, diffuse light, warm pale yellow. That's probably why. We have a Sunset, which leans definitely a little richer in color, which is the bronzer here for Sunset. I think, never mind, it's not actually a bronzer. This is the one that was in the Tiger palette originally, but I have mine in the Elephant Compact. So I think this is a setting powder, but it's for the deeper complexions, but one could use as bronzer if they wish. And I believe that is, no, the deepest bronzer color in the bronzer lineup is Solar Bronze, which is in the Lotus palette from last year holiday. And by far one of the most definitely deeper offerings from Hourglass. We were all shocked. We were like, wow, this bronzer is actually got a little color there alongside the blushes too. So let me know what you think down below, family. If you think this is a good way to go, I'm happy to know your input in regards to switching out colors and whatnot. Keep in mind, I do have all 3 holiday palettes from last year. And I have the Owl palette. Well, I can't recall the name of the actual set in the Owl compact. That's what I can't remember. I remember that year I just bought one and I wanted to purchase like the limited edition compact. And the year prior, I purchased two. It was the elephant and the tiger compact, but swapped. I basically bought the deeper complected one and then the medium complected one. But at night, now I have an opportunity to have at night in a palette, no less in a quad. I gotta do it. I gotta get it. So let me know what you think down below, family, because it'll be fun to find out what you chose if you're going for the quads. Yes. And make sure if you like this video to click that thumbs up, especially if you want to see more shot with me videos of this kind, and consider subscribing, because if I do decide to purchase this quad, you will then be able to see it in action and know when that upload drops, especially when you click that notification bell. And I recently posted a smoky luxury quad showdown. Make sure you check that video up here. I'll see you in that video down in the comments for this video, and on here again next time.